メジャー翻訳速報。
スプリングトレーニングが進み、ブレイク、スネル投手のドジャース初登板が実現しました。ストレートが良かったと語る彼のインタビューに注目です。また、山本由伸投手は明日ブリュワーズ戦に登板予定で期待が高まりますね。このチャンネルでは、日本人メジャーリーガーに関する現地放送局の様子を翻訳してお届けします。チャンネル登録と高評価よろしくお願いします。
Welcome you inside our Sportsnet LA studios, joined today by the real Jay Hare, Jerry Hairston Jr. Happy Sportsnet LA anniversary. 11 years ago today, launched this network. We've seen a lot of great games over the years. This was not one of them, Jerry, but at least it was fun to see Blake Snell out there competing today.
That was the key. Blake Snell got his work in, first start as a Dodger in spring training. Listen, just trying to get the rust out a little bit. He's healthy. He'll be ready to go when the season starts.
Yeah, finally we did get a chance to see Blake Snell making his Dodger debut, even though it was a spring training game. And after his work was done, he talked about it with Kirsten Watson.
Blake, just to get out there, one inning of work, yeah, obviously. The at-bats were a little bit long, but still, you found ways to kind of get what you want to get done. Did you feel good about today?
Yeah, no, I felt good. Fastball was coming out good. That was really my main concern, is see how that plays, see where I'm at. I was like looking at velo more than I thought I was going to. But yeah, I'm happy where that's at. Just laying the off speed, and I think I know I'm right where I need to be. So went in the bullpen after, worked on that. And, yeah, excited for the next one.
When you look at just kind of how you approach spring, you talked about just kind of that fastball command. Is that kind of that first step for you in knowing that you are progressing in the right direction as we get closer to opening day?
Yeah, fastball command is everything. If you don't have that, it's going to be very tough to pitch in this league. So to be able to throw fastballs in the zone as much as I did, I was working on landing the off speed that didn't feel good. I was trying to correct that. So I'd get strike one with the heater and then try to work the off speed. That was just kind of my plan today, but overall fastball I was really happy with. I've been happy with it all spring. So it's more getting the slider going, landing the curveball, change up, I like where it's at. And yeah, and then to just go out there and feel, you know, the adrenaline, the excitement, and learn how to control that again. That's always a good time.
Did you have more than usual? Putting on that uniform and just warming up, did you have more adrenaline and excitement than usual?
Yeah, I mean, it was the first time I got to pitch in a Dodger uniform, so I was definitely excited about that. But yeah, I think just first time finally pitching in front of fans again is always just really exciting.
Do you feel like once you get this fastball where it was, everything else falls into place as spring training gets deeper?
Yeah, I think the fastball is ahead of where I want it, honestly, velo-wise. How it's coming out, so I'm pretty happy with it. 96 in spring, first game, and I just felt connected. I didn't feel like I was trying to overthrow. I was really happy with where it's at.
So it's a scoreless inning in his Dodgers debut. He liked his fastball. Jerry thought it's in a pretty good spot, really all spring long. Overall, what were your first impressions today?
Well, listen, a guy like Blake Snell, he knows what he needs to do to get ready. I really loved that interview. It was pretty telling to me. All he was really worried about is fastball command, which is so important. I don't care who you are, Sandy Koufax, Clayton Kershaw, Blake Snell. You got to be able to have fastball command in the regular season to be able to thrive at the big league level. But I also listen, I'm trying to work on my breaking ball. He's very pleased with the cambio. John, you know I love that. When he has the cambio right, we know this is probably his best pitch. But trying to land that breaking ball, that's what he came in to work on, along with that fastball command, and that's all we care about. He did mention velo. The reason why he mentioned velo is, hey, this is his very first outing, see where he's at. He saw that he was throwing 96 miles an hour, and it was easy, really. So he wasn't exerting a lot of effort to get velocity, which is an incredible sign. So again, all he cares about is working on his pitches. Next outing, 2, possibly 3 innings, and build from there.
And what a difference a year makes. Blake Snell, he didn't sign with the San Francisco Giants last year until March 19th. The season was almost underway at that point. Didn't have much of a spring training. Then he was dealing with some minor injuries, Jerry, early last year. But his 12 starts in the second half, the ERA was 1.45. He threw a no-hitter. But now that he has this full spring, he's getting acclimated to all of his new surroundings. What are you expecting to see from him here in 2025?
A lot of players, a lot of pitchers don't want to be rushed ever. okay? Especially starting pitchers, they want to have their nice build up to the regular season. Last season, he was rushed because he was trying to get to his team fairly quickly. Like you mentioned, he signed late. Now he can go through his regular routine throughout spring training, work on a variety of pitches, work on command of those variety of pitches. So when he does take his start and makes his Dodger debut in the big leagues, he knows worked on everything. It's comforting to know, as a veteran guy, that's all you need to do. Make sure, check all the boxes, healthy, and be ready to go to start the season.
Well, Dave, lots going on here at Camelback Ranch today. Blake Snell, Dodgers debut. How did you see him just out there on the mound? What did you see from him today?
Well, I thought it was, first and foremost, it was good to get him out there, see him in a Dodgers uniform, make his debut. He got his pitch count up. I thought the J.P. Crawford at bat started off. I think it was 8, 9 pitches, and you know, the thought was to have him go out there for 2 innings today, but it ended up being a long first inning. So the 1 inning was sufficient, and he said he felt good coming out of it.
Well, looking at the score, didn't convert too many runs, but some really good quality of at-bats early in the game, whether it was Mookie Betts, Austin Barnes. What were you seeing from guys like that in this one?
Yeah, I thought they were good. I think Mookie's locked in right now. I think Austin's seeing the ball really well, using the whole field. I think all these guys are kind of where they need to be. We'll get some other guys on track, but I still think, as you said, the quality of bat from the guys that are going to be with us have been pretty good.
I know that. We saw Miguel Rojas at first base today. Freddie Freeman's going to be making his way back on Thursday, hopefully. But what kind of led it to moving a couple guys around and seeing how they played out there?
Well, Miggy was supposed to be off today, but he wanted to get some more at-bats, and he says he's feeling good, wants to keep that going, and so we got him at first base, which, you know, right now his role is to kind of be all over the diamond, and that's an opportunity potentially. So it was good to get him a couple of bats, and like you said, Freddie, the hope is to get him back in there on Thursday.
And then last but not least, Roki Sasaki. He was on the backfield through 2 innings, about 25 pitches. Just how did he impress you, or what did you see from him today?
I thought Roki was good. It was kind of what we had hoped, and actually he got up for a 3rd inning. So he was efficient enough to get up and down 3 times, and the fastball, breaking ball split, all good. So really good day for the Dodgers.
Amazing, Dave. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Kirsten, you got it.
When we watch these games, we just have to remind ourselves, you got to look at the calendar. It's February 25th, and it's not going to be clean baseball all the time, especially throughout the spring, Jerry. We saw a lot of it today. We've seen the hitters all spring striking out a bunch, pitchers issuing a lot of walks, giving up a lot of stolen bases. They gave up 6 stolen bases in 1 inning today. The defense shaky at times, but there is plenty of time to get it all cleaned up.
Absolutely. Listen, it's February 25th. We start opening day in Japan 3 weeks from today. Okay, the players know that. You have a lot of different moving parts. Freddie Freeman hasn't played in the game yet. Shohei Ohtani. We have our starting pitchers pitching an inning, maybe 2 tops. It's a buildup. These players understand this is not the regular season. I know you want to go out there and compete at the highest level, but during spring training, you're not really there to really compete. You're there to make sure you're ready to compete at the regular season at the highest level. So I'm not worried about it whatsoever. Sure, would you like to be cleaner? Of course. Do you want to surrender 19 stolen bases in an inning? Absolutely not. But this is good for manager Dave Roberts. He's going to let it go on maybe another 5 days or so. And if this continues, all he will say, hey, we're 10 days away. 7 days away. Let's crank it up a little bit and really start to center our focus.
3 weeks away until opening day in Tokyo, Japan. Here's what's ahead on the Dodgers spring calendar. Noon games the next couple of days. And then on Friday, we have baseball under the lights against the Angels and our first pregame show of 2025. Next Monday is the Dodgers' only off day of the spring. Now, if you can't catch the games, just join us here. We'll have highlights and reaction on our post-game shows. Every game can be seen right here on Sportsnet LA. The 2024 season could not have been more unexpected for Tommy Edman. Before he even stepped on the field last year with the Cardinals, he was shipped to the Dodgers at the trade deadline, finally got healthy, won the NLCS MVP, won a World Series title, and then he got an extension with the Dodgers. What a ride it has been in just a few short months. Recently, Jerry got connected with the man his teammates call Tommy Tanks.
Yeah, what a year, you know. It was from the way that the season started, that wasn't even in my my mind to be able to win a World Series with the Dodgers. You know, obviously very frustrating for the first half of the year, and just wasn't able to recover from that injury. And you know, it turned out that that was kind of a blessing in disguise, because that allowed me to get traded to LA, where I was able to get back and get healthy and be able to fully recover in time for playoffs and be able to contribute to that World Series run.
You know, talk about contributing to that World Series run. You hit extremely well in the postseason, asked to do a lot of different things. You also hit in the 4 spot. Yeah. I don't believe you've ever hit there at the big league level. What was that like? You know, being a guy that they relied upon, not just defensively, but also offensively, to be able to hit in the middle of the lineup at times.
Yeah, you know, kind of like you're saying, I'd never hit cleanup, even going back to Little League or high school. I mean, I'd hit at the top of the lineup before, but never in that 4 hole. You know, that's usually the big home run guy. So it was funny to see my name in the lineup in that 4 spot. But you know, I just tried to not approach it any different than I would any other spot in the lineup. But it was great. It allowed me to get up to bat with a lot of runners on base, and that's kind of what happened. You know, I was able to get a lot of RBI in that NLCS because it seemed like I was always coming up with the bases loaded or second and third. You know, and I was able to, you know, stay in those moments and not try to do. Yeah, exactly, absolutely.
You come over here and you seamlessly make that transition. You play like a star, but obviously you don't have that persona. You don't have that type of personality because you're so humble. How fun is it for you to watch those superstars but still be able to perform at a high level, whether it's at shortstop, center field, second base? You don't care. You're able to shine.
Yeah, you know, I've admired those guys from afar for so long. So I was really excited to get the chance to play with them, you know, and hopefully contribute to the team. And kind of like what you're talking about, that turned into what my role was with the team. You know, to be versatile, to contribute in a lot of different ways, whether that's you know, on the base paths, defense, kind of moving around the field, and then hitting as well. And you know, even the versatility from the hitting standpoint. I hit 4th in one game and then hit 9th in the next game. So being able to fill whatever role was needed for me, needed of me that day, and you know, just help those guys, help support those guys at the top of the lineup, and drive them in if they're on base, or get on base if I'm coming up before them. So it was fun to play in such a good lineup with so many talented players.
You know, I have younger kids. My son and my daughters they all play sports. My daughter plays softball. My son plays baseball. Instantly, you became one of their favorite players. But you know what? I really realized how kids have really gravitated to you, because you've really shown kids that it's okay to be a shortstop, second base, center fielder. Mm-hmm. You're going to get that lion's share as a center fielder, even though you're the starting shortstop for the world champion Dodgers in 2024. Talk about the importance of being able to play a variety of positions, even at the youth level.
Yeah, I think it's just about being a baseball player rather than being set in one position. You know, I played a few positions growing up, whether that was shortstop, second base, and then I kind of loved running around the outfield just during practice. So, you know, just becoming a good baseball player rather than focusing yourself on one position from a really early age. You know, and it's kind of like football. You know, you have a lot of those versatile, like hybrid, you know, linebacker, defensive ends. So, you know, guys who can fill a lot of different roles, I think that's what makes you really valuable to a team.
You're exactly right. You probably, like Saquon Barkley of the Dodgers, can obviously be that running back, but catch the ball out of the backfield. You guys are headed to Japan, okay, as the defending World Series champion. How happy are you? How excited are you being able to go on this team as the defending champions and have Shohei Ohtani, Yamamoto, and Sasaki be on your ball club?
Yeah, it's exciting. It's going to be a, you know, kind of a madhouse in Japan, I'm sure, with all the fans that are going to be there to watch those 3 guys play, and then also the Cubs have a couple of great Japanese players as well. So we know it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a great environment, but hopefully we're going to be able to get some time to explore the city as well, and you know, just enjoy a new environment. But you know, we're there to play baseball too, so we're going to be ready and prepare for those games.
What do you look forward to most about the 2025 season?
I'm just excited for a full year with the Dodgers. You know, I got to kind of a sneak preview of it last year in just a few months. But, you know, I think getting a full season, going through spring training, going through the whole schedule with these guys, I'm looking forward to, you know, getting to know these guys even better, and as well as the new guys that we brought in this year. And, you know, expectations are really high because of how talented our team is. So looking forward to going out there and actually playing the games.
Tommy, I speak for all Dodger fans. We're so happy that you're going to be here for many more years. We love seeing you play.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. And Tommy Edman, he looked more than comfortable coming over from the St. Louis Cardinals last season. Jerry, now his first full year as a Dodger. He has the 5-year extension, which you mentioned. Just going to be a very valuable piece to what this team does.
He's a baseball player, and you need guys like him. When I say baseball player, he can do a variety of different things. Lay a button down, steal a base, always at the right place at the right time, whether it's at second base, shortstop, or in the outfield. He knows his role. In a team full of superstars, you need guys that know how to get on base, how to work a count to make sure the stars get an opportunity to swing the bat. So he is the perfect complement to the superstars, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, and Freddie Freeman. So having Tommy Edman, not just for this season, but for the next 5 years, that is definitely a plus for the Dodgers.
It has been interesting this spring, Jerry, because before the spring started, Dave Roberts talked about Tommy Edman seeing a lot of time in center field. He has started 3 games in Cactus League play. He has played exclusively at second base, where he did win a Gold Glove. Should we read anything into that early on this spring?
Well, here's the thing. This is a reason why you get guys like a Tommy Edman and Kike Hernandez, because you never know what can happen throughout the course of a season or early in camp. They may have saw something in camp. You say, you know what? Tommy Edman is a Gold Glove second baseman. Let's see how he looks with Mookie Betts, who's now going to be the shortstop full time. So they're probably playing with that and understanding maybe Kim, give him a little breathing room. Does he start the year with the big club? We don't know yet. But we know Tommy can play second base as well as Kike Hernandez.
And eclectic groups in baseball. The Dodgers relievers have become known as the Dogs. 14 different players recorded a save for the Dodgers last year. Not all of them were dogs, but Evan Phillips certainly was. Had 18 saves, which led the team. And then 5 games in October, his ERA was a perfect 0. Recently, Jay Hare got connected with Evan Phillips.
You had an interesting year last year. Great season on the field. A couple injuries kind of hindered you a little bit. First was the hamstring injury, and then at the end, you had that shoulder injury. How are you feeling? Are you healthy?
Yeah, body feels great. You know, the hamstring thing was kind of a freak accident type deal. I hated that I had to go through that. I was feeling like I was on a good run at that point too, so to have that setback, definitely had an impact on me in the middle part of the season. Coming back from that, I had a hard time getting my body back where I needed it to be right away, but I was physically able to pitch, so I was out there just trying to do my best to get guys out. And once we got under the hood a little bit and got back on track, things started to go in the right direction again.
And right after that hamstring injury, you were able to come back, and you had a great second half. Then you get hurt, shoulder injury. NLCS really stunned everybody, and you're unable to pitch in the World Series.
It was really challenging, that's for sure, and it all kind of happened fast too, because I got hurt in Game 6 of the Championship Series. So, between then and Game 1 of the World Series was only 4 or 5 days. So we didn't have a whole lot of time to diagnose what was going on. We knew we wanted to get me back on the field as fast as possible, so we tried to rehab it as efficiently as we could. So, unfortunately, didn't have enough time to get to that spot. But what kept me going, what motivated me to keep on rehabbing and see how far we could get, going into the field each day and supporting our guys in the bullpen and watching those guys dominate in the World Series, definitely made the days go by easier.
Talk about the guys in that bullpen. Really helped carry this team to a World Series championship. You've added some pieces. How does that help you as far as I can kind of take my time and make sure when I do come back, I'll be 100%?
Yeah, I think part of that's being a privilege of being a Dodger. Performance, injuries, here and there, whatever it might be. I think we prepare for that better than most. And, I don't think necessarily that's why we go out and sign a Tanner Scott, why we go out and sign a Kirby Yates. They're great pitchers. We're happy to have them. So that's definitely a blessing. And I think you've seen that in years past, but to see it with some fresh faces will be a lot of fun this year.
You guys don't really have a set role, but talk about the communication how you guys are prepared for what you need to accomplish that day, whether if you need to come in the 7th inning to get a key couple outs in the heart of a lineup, or you're closing that night.
It was instilled in me with the Dodgers very early on that like each pitch, each out matters. And I think we've done a good job of instilling that in other bullpen pitchers, bringing in guys with that kind of personality that are up for whatever might be, that dog mentality, right? That's what Doc challenged us to do last year, and kind of take the ego out of it, and just trust that we'll be prepared each and every day, trust ourselves, trust our conviction in our pitches, and that we can go dominate no matter what part of the order, what inning it might be.
As tough as it is to win, they say it's even tougher to repeat. Talk about the challenge that's in that clubhouse of going back out there 2025 as the defending World Series champs and trying to repeat.
I think what I appreciate most about the group we have in that clubhouse is that the guys, they chase the journey. They chase the day-to-day. They want to get better day in, day out. Even our superstar players, some of the best players in the world, they just care about getting better each day, and they know that chipping away in April, May, June, and building up for the second half and being the best we can possibly be in the postseason is what matters most. With that kind of group, I'm confident that we'll be able to embrace any challenge and grow through it together, and hopefully put ourselves in a position to win a championship again.
You have a new teammate in Tanner Scott. How great is it to have him as a teammate once again?
It's fun. It kind of just brings me right back to being teammates from 2018 up through 2021. It's been fun to kind of reconnect as in this position now, where when we were in Baltimore together, it kind of felt like we were fighting for our lives to just stay afloat in the big leagues. And to see us come to this position now where we're both key pieces in this bullpen, to be able to do this season together will be a lot of fun.
Evan, appreciate your time, man.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Continued success.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I would say if there's one part of it, the question mark, I would say, it is the bat. I think that's something that the competition is different over there than here. Just the adjusting, and obviously he's going through some swing changes that he believes will help him also make this kind of transition easier and sustainable. He bet on himself to come here and to compete, and so right now he's in a competition to earn a job with us. So I would say that that's still all in play. And we don't need to make a decision right now, obviously, but I would say that if there's one thing that would kind of, that we're still is in question, is the bat. And I think that's a fair, thought on our part.
All right, so Dave Roberts talking about Hye-Sung Kim, Jerry, being a work in progress in terms of the offensive player. We know defensively he has shown elite ability already, but what have you seen from him early this spring offensively?
Once again, obviously it's spring training. Dave Roberts understands that, but when you talk about swing changes, if you look at his bat, it starts out flat, and then he immediately wraps his bat above his head. It is so hard when a hitter's bat is in this angle to get to the hitting area flat and make solid contact. And that's why I really believe he's also cheating. We've seen him swing and miss a lot on breaking balls. What it tells me when he's flying over, he's guessing fastball, because he knows in the back of his mind, because he's wrapping his bat, I got to cheat to catch the fastball. That's why he's bailing on breaking balls. If he wants to have a flat bat, keep it flat. If he wants it upright, keep it upright. Too much movement really hurts the hitter to get the bat in the hitting area. Remember, velocity is really high here at the big league level, and really he hasn't faced big leaguers yet.
Right.
That's another thing. So hopefully he makes that adjustment. Of course, he's a great athlete. It may take him some time. They're not going to rush him. If he starts with the big league club, okay. If not, AAA. But again, he's got to keep from wrapping that bat.
All right, well, the Dodgers, they're going to be in Maryvale tomorrow to take on the Milwaukee Brewers. It will be Yoshinobu Yamamoto making his second spring start. Got the ball for the spring opener last Thursday, went an inning and 2/3 scoreless against the Cubs. Jerry, what are you looking for from Yoshi tomorrow as he continues that ramp up for Tokyo?
And that's what it is, John, a ramp up, making sure he throws more pitches. If he wants to incorporate maybe the curveball a lot more to get a feel for that, we know that split is his best pitch, along with fastball command. More innings, more pitches.
And only 3 more outings for him before he gets the ball 3 weeks from today in Tokyo against the Chicago Cubs to open up the 2025 season. For Jerry and Kirsten, I am John. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. The Dodgers taking on the Brew Crew right here on Sportsnet LA. First pitch coming your way at noon.
メジャー翻訳速報。
ブレイク・スネル投手は96マイルのストレートに満足していると語り、その余裕ある表情が印象的でした。ワールドシリーズチャンピオンのドジャースではトミー・エドマンのような多様なポジションをこなす選手の存在が心強いですね。デーブ・ロバーツ監督も守備面ではすでに一流の能力と太鼓判を押しています。今後も日本人選手と彼らのチームメイトたちの活躍を現地放送局から翻訳してお届けします。チャンネル登録よろしくお願いします。